It's the Subway NFL postgame show, and Seattle scored 21 second-quarter points, and of course, that's all they needed against Baltimore. 27-6 the final, and in the process, thanks to the Bucs loss in San Francisco, the Seahawks locked up the number 3 seed in the NFC. Hey, how are you, folks? Jason Horowitz alongside NFL.com's Pat Kirwan and CBS Sports' Charley Casserly. Glad to be with you. And Charlie, when you look at this Seattle team, they bounced back nicely from the disappointing trip to Carolina, and most people, I guess, didn't really expect a lot out of Baltimore. You didn't get a lot, but what did you see out of Seattle?
Well, I think what you have there is, now they won 6 of the last 7. Matt Hasselbeck is the key to the offense here. Had a relatively good game. But Sean Alexander, hey, they were able to run the ball against a pretty good run defense from Baltimore. Sean Alexander had a nice afternoon today, averaged 5.6 a carry. And Seattle on defense, good pressure up front. They pressured the rookie quarterback from Baltimore, Troy Smith. Solid effort there. Momentum going into the playoffs. That's what they're gathering with a win today.
And Pat, I know there's a thing that a lot of people always look at individually as a game, but you look at as the whole season for Seattle as something they are better than everybody else.
Yeah, you got to give a lot of credit to Mike Holmgren. He's a stickler for detail. They didn't have a penalty today. So here's a team that's knows they're the 3rd seed, and they were sharp as a tack. Not one penalty. They only have 50 penalties for the year. Number 1 in the NFL. Like the way they're playing. Like their pass rush. Like a lot of things about them. I think it's going to be hard for teams to beat those guys in Seattle.
And it always is. It's always a very difficult trip to go to Seattle. And with the 3 seed all locked up, they could be playing the Giants. They could be playing the Vikings, the Redskins, the Saints. Obviously, it all depends on what happens on Sunday Night Football. But, Charlie, you put yourself in Mike Holmgren's shoes. You have to go to Atlanta next week in a game that for your team means nothing. You have the 3 seed locked up. Who are you sitting?
I'm going to sit anybody that has any kind of an injury. If everybody's healthy, I'm playing them because I want momentum going into the playoffs. You can't play scared going into the playoffs. Now, with Matt Hasselbeck, he gets at least a half. We're in that second half. Maybe I sit him at that point in time. But I want another game under his belt where he looks sharp.
What about Sean Alexander, who's been hurt this year a little bit?
Well, again, is he healthy right now? Hey, let's get him back in the line. I think this guy probably, he's like anybody. Confidence probably is not his biggest strong point at this point in time. I think he needs to get some carries under him, get some runs under him, get a little bit of work there.
As a team, Seahawks, Charlie said 5.6 for Sean Alexander. As a team, 4 yards a carry, which is something they have not done a lot this season. Pat, you wanted to see Troy Smith play last week. You called for it when we talked about the Ravens. We saw Troy Smith play. What do you think?
He's a young kid. He got a chance to throw over 30 passes, which is an unusual situation. I saw a lot from the guy. What do I think? I think he's a good athlete. You got to work with him. This is a 2 to 3 year project. When I watch Seneca Wallace come in the game, that's what I see. I see Troy Smith maybe evolving into a solid backup that has athletic ability, but they got a big question at quarterback, which they're going to have to resolve in the offseason. Baltimore's got a lot of work to do in this offseason.
And Charlie addressed that today on the NFL today with the quarterback and the team. You had about 12, 13 teams that maybe need a quarterback this year. We talked about Seattle's not one of them. Matt Hasselbeck is all wrapped up. Folks, for more on this game or anything else revolving the playoff situation or what Baltimore needs to do, which certainly is a lot because they are ending the season in a very bad way, be sure to stay with CBSSports.com and watch everything else on the CBS Audience Network. For Pat Kirwan and Charley Casserly, I'm Jason Horowitz. Take care.